Hello, hello, hello. How are you? It has been a while since I've been here. I tried to come back probably a little too soon from my hip replacement surgery. It has now been 7 weeks since the surgery, and I'm glad I waited just a little bit longer because I can stand here, I can not get out of breath, I can be able to complete the video. Imagine that. Whereas when I first started to try and do the videos right after the surgery, or I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks after the surgery, I was totally out of breath by the time I'd get done. But one thing I've learned is I've got to drink my water while I'm talking. I did end up back in the hospital, not in the hospital, but in the emergency room because I got dehydrated. So don't do that. If you have a major surgery, and oh my goodness, there's such a huge difference between major surgery and not so major surgery. Anyway, we are going to get to the cards here. We don't want to talk about all that stuff, right? Who wants to have surgery? Well, I did want to have surgery. I'm just ready to be over it now. So this is the card. We're going to work on some somewhat masculine or manly or, you know, those cards that you want to give to the man in your life, be it, you know, your own father, your husband, the father of your children, grandfather, boyfriend, you know, whatever it is. And so the set that we're going to, this card practically made itself. The set that we're going to use is Stampin' Die Bundle, and we're hardly even going to use any of this. We're going to use a lot of the Designer Series paper, and we'll look at this a little more thoroughly in here in a moment. But this is the He's All That and Stamp and Die Bundle. And if you look in the annual catalog, May 2022 to April 2023, on page 78, this is the suite. Now, let me tell you the difference between suites and bundles and stamps and dies and blah, blah, blah. The suite is everything that is encompassed by this particular set or suite. And it includes the stamp. Can you see this down here at the bottom? I'm not even sure if you can see it. The stamp and dies. It includes, and this is the stamp set, it includes the papers in there. And in this case, it also includes these dots. Now, we're not going to use some of that today. I have some of it, but we're not going to use it. What we're going to do is do a card similar to this. This card literally took me, I don't know, 10 minutes from concept to done. And probably even doing the, maybe not doing the tutorial, but from start to finish, deciding what I was going to do and then putting it together. And I'll show you why here in 1 second. There's something dangling on there. So let's look at the stamps. I haven't even used the stamps in this set yet. I love them. It's got some classic card. Well, they're a little bit hard to see that way, aren't they? Let's go ahead and go back to page 78. And of course, I closed it on myself. Okay, so every day with you is another adventure. Holy smokes, you're amazing. Love this guy. Hello, handsome. Happy birthday to a classic. Together for the long haul. Wishing you a happy Father's Day and to the man who does everything. So some pretty awesome sets, or pretty awesome stamps. And then there's the dies. Well, what are the dies? The dies are little metal pieces that you use in your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that cut out these flags or these outlines for your sentiments. Here's another, an arrow, a circle with scallops around it, and then an oval. And then these little shapes are just adorable. They make a great, just a background or accent on your page. And I'll do some with some of those. I haven't done them yet, but we will do them. So this card, I pulled out the Designer Series paper, which is right here. And I'm going to leave one page under there so that because those fall out so easily. They come with the designer series paper, by the way. And there are 2 sides to every sheet. Love these. This one. And then the front of this one are the more classic cards, the VW, the motorcycle, etc. Okay, that's the back of, no, that's the back of another one. This one is the ties, the glasses, the shoes, the mustache, arrows, just really cute. Again, the same thing. This is the back of the one that I used. This one is like for barbecuing, you know, your forks and your spatula and your barbecue sauce and your cows and your pigs, etc. And this one, I love the camping. Of course, this could, any of these really could be guys or gals, but that's the back of that one. So that's the designer series paper with the addition of, oops, let me pull these out, or pull it in so you can see it. Get rid of the catalogs. We'll talk about celebration here in a moment, which is going on right now. Okay, so this is the paper, or the pieces. They literally just fall out of here. They come out so easy. There's not a hard thing about it. And the reason that the card that I made, wherever it went, I had it here a second ago, was so easy is I pulled out the designer series paper. I cut a piece because half, or the 1/4 of an inch less than the distance going around, so it would be 4 by 5 1/4 is this Cajun Craze piece. And then I just started, okay, what would fit on here? Because I just needed to make a card for a guy. And I wanted to tell him, you are really cool. Okay, so that's the card I made. Now, what makes this so easy is, let's go back to the catalog again. And look under here, under my designer series paper, it shows me the colors that are in my designer series paper. So if I decided I wanted to use this paper, the one with the cars, the classic cars, I might use the early Espresso or the Cajun Craze as a background. I might even use black or this, you know, whatever it is, but it tells me the colors. And so I can go to my box, in my case, and I already have backgrounds cut that are ready to be cards. Okay, so these are the colors that are listed. And if you look on here, you can see that these colors match these. So you know they're going to coordinate. Okay, so let me show you my box. Now I have not finished this, but I have quite a number of half sheets of cardstock in lots of different colors. I have more white, of course, than anything else. I've used up my black just recently. And I have not gone in here and put labels. What I'm going to do is cut, I don't know, a piece of longer, maybe the cardstock that comes in the back of our designer series paper, and I'm going to put the names on there of the different colors of paper so that if I want to grab these out really quickly, which is what I did, then I can do that. So now I'm just going to take and look at my designer series paper and maybe see which one of these designer series papers would work with You, I'm Never Lost. That would go so well with that. And maybe an arrow in the Cajun Craze, You're a Champ, the elk, stars, the boat. But I need to decide what my main thing is going to be. And I think I really want to use this classic car. So I'm going to take this and let me see what might go with that. So do I want the classic cars, or you know what, I think I want to go with a more neutral background, so I think I'm going to go with this one. And I think That will work. So if I go with this, and on this one, you'll notice I used this piece, and I just put it at an angle because, you know, that's how you would write on it if this were a piece of paper, and I liked that idea. And then with this one, I could, this is my next biggest background piece. It doesn't have to have that. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want this. Let me see how this looks. I kind of like that. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I think I've made a decision here. I'm going to use my, what is this color paper? All of a sudden I've lost it. Let's go back to page 78 and see what the color of that paper is. You'd think. I do know it, but, oh, crushed curry. Yeah, I do know it, but, you know, when you get in front of the camera or the camera's looking at what you're doing, you know, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to take my crushed curry. I am going to fold my cardstock in half. It's already a half of an 8.5 by 11. So I've got my cardstock. I think I might make it, you know how this one I made portrait? I think I will make this one. Oh, I was going to put this behind it. I was going, something is missing there. It just doesn't look right. Let me pull out. Okay, I've been doing a lot of organizing lately. I have to show you guys another organizing tool that I have done. I have, you can't hardly see this, but this is, and actually it's a 31 bag, and I've got all of my tools in here. Here are my blocks. See those? Here are my envelopes, because you always want to put an envelope and usually stamp it. Not always, but usually. Here is my, let me show you this. I have this in there. This is the second one. I actually have 3 of these now. I've got one for up in the village, one, anyway, got several of those. Then I have my kit. Oh, I've got my, this thing. This I have in the bag so that, I'm not sure if you can even see it because of the reflection, but this is so that you can do your embossing, and I love this kit. I know you've probably seen me or somebody else showing about that embossing kit. I just have it in a big heavy-duty plastic bag in case I need that. And then to clean my dies. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and oh, and I've also got my trimmer in here, which is what I really was trying to go for. So I've got my card base. Need to turn this around. I am going to cut my paper, my designer series paper, or DSP, and as I've already mentioned, it is, or I want a 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut that 5 1/4 by 4. So I'll put this back in the rest of my designer series paper and turn this way and cut 4. Make sure it's nice and straight. And now I've got my paper, or my background piece, and I'll put that right back in my basket. And here we go. This goes under here. And of course, when you are designing a card like we are doing right now, you want to be sure that you lay everything out and you actually like what it looks like when you're done. So, let's see, what do I want on that one? Ooh, you know what? I kind of like My Man, or, what do I want? I like, oh, You're a Classic. I like that. That goes with the car, doesn't it? You're a Classic. Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay, so that works for me now. I've got all the parts and pieces ready to go. I'm going to get everything else out of the way. And I'm going to now decide whether I want to use dimensionals to put it up on, or whether I want to glue it straight down. And I think I want these two to be up on dimensionals. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. And there, and I think we'll add one more just 'cause. All right, there we go. And we'll put some dimensionals on the back of our... Now, dimensionals are just little foam. They're not very thick, like maybe, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch thick, but they make it very nice to pop up whatever you are putting on your card, and then that will give it dimension. Now this, I think, I'm just going to... I put my green glue in a little bottle because I was doing some really fine stuff, and it's got that very, very fine tip. And I don't have my other green glue right here in front of me, so there we go, coming out. So see how fine that line is? It is super, super, super fine. And if you are doing some of those really delicate little cutouts, well, hello, can't seem to hold on to that little floppy thing, then it helps to have a very, very fine line. My goodness, I cannot hold on to it. Okay, there we go. Now I've got it. And I'm just going to put some glue on there. We'll put this down flat on our card. Oh, you know what I should have done? Let's put, nah, we don't want to make it too froofy. If I were sending this to a girl, I would put a ribbon on there. I might put a knot on it anyway, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to put some more glue on here. Once you get it going, it does very nicely. I do put it in my little organizer thing that I showed you just a second ago. I do put it in there upside down, but of course be sure you put your little stopper on there to keep it from drying up. And then I just put it right in there to keep the glue down at the end. Okay, so let's put this on. There we go. Make it as straight and even as you possibly can. Then we're going to take the backs off of our little cutouts. And as you can see, we put together a card. Now I took a little bit longer because I was explaining it to you, but I want to put this card, my classic, down below my little sentiment, or this is the sentiment strip, but below my background piece so that it's quite visible. And now take the backs off of these. Now one thing you can do, take your thumbnail and just give it a little push and it'll pop those up a little bit if you have trouble getting them up. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends. Sometimes on the length of your nails. You know how that is. Okay, and then where do we want to put this? I think I want to put the open end right next to this star. Woo! Right next to the star. You're a classic. And then, hello, have some little backings. Get rid of those since they're trying to connect to me. And I have a completed card. Now what I haven't done is I could stamp on the inside. I did not bring any of my, where's my stamp set? Here we go. I did not bring any ink pads over here because I was just going to do the same thing that I had done on this one. Just put it together. But on the inside, let's see. What would I use? I could put hello handsome, or on the inside maybe happy birthday to a classic. That would be perfect if this were for a birthday card. I love that. Okay, and because this one is bright enough, I don't even have to put an inside piece of paper to write on. On this one, I would want to put an inside piece of paper. And so I have, or cardstock, I have paper cut out the same size that this is in basic white and in vanilla. And that way, when I want to put them in, I don't have them right here. I've been doing organizing and a lot of organizing and just have not gotten those over here yet. But those are my cards. I do want to stamp the outside of this, or maybe even better, put this on the outside. And what I would do to do that is take my glue and put glue kind of close to the edge of my envelope, and then all over so it sticks well. It's going to have to go through the mail, so I want to make sure it sticks really well. Now this is really good glue, but I'm putting down a very, very, very thin strip because this is, you know, that different packaging. And then I'm going to put this right on my envelope, make sure it lines up exactly with that edge. There we go. Then I'm going to open my envelope and cut right along the edge. Somebody borrowed my scissors and my snips, so I'm having to use something else, but that's okay, it works. And cut along this edge, and then my envelope, other than putting addresses on it, of course, and stamps, is ready to go. All right, there we go. And there's my card. Now, I haven't done one with this. As a matter of fact, what I might do is the exact same thing that I did on this one, because I really like the look of that. And we've done a card. Quick, easy, and simple. Now, I did tell you, these, by the way, are the cardstock that I then have ready to go for another card. And I could just do it like right now. Make it quick. Have it done. It's ready for the next time I need a card. Celebration is going on right now. Celebration, what is it? For 2 months, twice a year, Stampin' Up! Has a super extra special sale. And for every $50 to $100 that you spend on product, you can get items for free. So this is one of them, Hippest Hippos, and this is free with a $50 purchase. Also, the coordinating dies for a $50 purchase. That is so awesome. So for a $100 purchase, you've got the stamps and the dies. Love this. And it cuts out your hippos, it cuts out a tub, a boat, an umbrella, grass, flowers, hearts, glasses, snorkels, I mean the whole bit. Okay, for this one, this is also a $50 purchase, and this is Rings of Love. Now this one coordinates with the Ringed with Nature bundle in the catalog. So, love it. There are several of those this time. Another thing I was going to talk about is be sure you look at the examples in the catalog of how to use this. Some great ideas on how to use these stamps and die bundles. This is envelopes and cardstock. 2 different colors. The envelopes are all the same. Free also with a $50 purchase. This is Stylish Sketches. Love the fox and the geese. Nice fall picture here with the leaves. Also, this one, by the way, is with a $50 purchase. This one I love, silver and gold on white paper, and you can color this with your dimensionals or with your brush. Not dimensionals, oh my goodness, with your brush or your stamp set. I mean, ink pads. Hello. Again, more great examples. This is another free one with a $100 purchase. These are some great sentiments. And sometimes we just get those, you know, we need that specific sentiment. This is probably my favorite out of the whole book. I love, love, love this. This is the Tree Lot Dies with a $100 purchase, and it coordinates with the Trees for Sale stamp set. So cool. And of course, that can be part of your $100 purchase that you make. I have seen some fantastic examples of campers that people have done. This is for another $100 purchase. Wonderful World. It includes the designer series paper and the stamp set. And then, if you are a host, or if you want to turn in your own $300 show, then this is, oh, the stamp set. I was going, where's the stamp set? This is free for hosts. So either a $300 order or collect orders from your friends and get the perfect pomegranate for free. How awesome is that? There's also a join special. This is probably one of my favorite join specials they've had lately. This, you get a free planner as well as a stamp set, all of the papers, and there's notebooks that go. It's amazing, amazing. I have already made a video on this. So it's called Making Plans Collection. To become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you choose $125 worth of product before sales and tax out of either of these catalogs. You do not pay shipping. Free shipping. You get this catalog, planner that I said for totally free. No shipping. It is $99 plus tax. That's it. And if you had to buy this, you can't buy it anymore. Okay? It is only for new consultants. Now, previous consultants, those of us who had already signed up, we could have bought this up until June 1st or July 1st. We can no longer buy it. So it's, a pretty awesome deal. Okay, these are the cards, and don't forget Celebration. Whoops, you can't even see it there. There you go. Have a great summer day wherever you are. Love, hugs, and kisses. Please give this a thumbs up. If you would, down below, share this video with others who are crafty, especially those who like quick and easy cards. And also subscribe. I was going, what am I supposed to say? I'm not supposed to say it, but I am. Subscribe down below. Thank you. Have a great rest of your summer. Enjoy. Bye-bye.